I'm gonna take myself a piece of sunshine and paint it all over my sky, yeah. Be no rain, be no rain. I'm gonna take the song from every bird and make them sing it just for me, yeah. Birds got something to teach us all about being free, yeah. Be no rain, be no rain. And I think I'll call it morning from now on. Why should I survive on sadness and tell myself I've got to be alone? Why should I subscribe to this world's madness, knowing that I've got to live on? Knowing that I've got to live on. Knowing that I've got to live on. Yeah, I think I'll call it morning from now on.
I think I'll call it morning from now on, too. Good morning. Harry, I was sitting here and I was like, why don't I hear anything? I had muted my own sound, so I didn't hear the music. And when I'm saying, thank God I figured it out before it played out. I'd have just been sitting here looking at you. Good morning, Harry Droz. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. We up early. It's Tuesday in the Elm, June 23rd. I tell you, time is flying too fast. Too fast. It's going too fast. I needed to slow down. Whew. Good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm sleepy. But I was up early. I was lingering. I like to linger. Once I wake up, though, I just wake up. Unless I'm dog tired, I wasn't dog tired. I wasn't dog tired last night. But I did get into bed by I don't know, 11 o'clock, probably 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yeah, 10:30, 11 o'clock. I was good and tired. So I hope everybody is well. I do. Don't forget, Arts and Ideas is happening. Somi will be in town on Thursday. If you've never heard her, she is an incredible artist. Beautiful voice. She's my soror too. I got to meet her and work with her on the vineyard for the jazz festival. So do give that some thought. Do give that some thought. Seriously, give that some thought. I think the tickets are like $50 or something. Consider that. Go check her out. It'd be wonderful. A wonderful opportunity for you to get some good music in. You know what I mean? Good opportunity to get some good music in. So I'm gonna do my best to be there. That's my plan. I have that goal. So don't forget, I've got Ife coming on this morning with authors Victoria Boutron. And y'all know Victoria Boutron. And Crystal Marquise. We'll talk a little bit more about them. But they're going to be talking about who's America? And Ife is going to facilitate that discussion. Who's America? Who's America? and I think it'll be good. So four contemporary literature's most vital voices come together to examine. They're gonna be talking about race, citizenship, and what it means to write yourself into a national story that has not always made room for you. So it's a panel. Victoria Boutron, Zakia Dalila Harris, Christine Candic Torres, Crystal Marquise, and facilitated by Ife Michelle Gardy. So, and that talk is Sunday, June 28th from 1 to 2 at the New Haven Museum. 1 to 2, the New Haven Museum, 28th. So if you've not gotten your Bible for the uh, Arts and Ideas Festival, here is your chance. So get your Bibles, and Bibles, I mean your schedules, so you don't miss a doggone thing. Because I'm gonna tell you, when I talk about these things, you're gonna be like, "Oh man!" So I'm telling you now. You can go to the website. They used to mail you a big old thing, and I'd keep it on my fridge, so I could like plot my plot my comings and goings for the festival. You know, so uh, so I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you how I do it. Uh, so so anyway, I love the festival, so I'm always here for it. You know, it's summer. I mean, how could you not? I look forward to the Caribbean Festival, um, Arts and Ideas, and now Black Wall Street has been an upstart in the things you must go to. So I'm excited by that. I'm excited by that. So uh so yeah, make it make your way out into the world and see some of this Arts and Ideas offerings. It's really good stuff. I think all the schools are in the middle of graduating. I know Hill House was what yesterday, and touche to all the graduates. Not touche. High five. High five uh, to the graduates. Boy, I think it was like 42, 43 years ago I graduated. Whew. I'm like, oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. But yeah, so kids are graduating, they're going off to college. I know kids are going off to college. Uh, high five. I'm happy for it. High five, high five. I didn't watch any TV yesterday. I've not watched any TV, a lot of TV lately. But I think because this weekend is going to be very rainy, I might get some good reading in and some good lounging around. You know, I always feel happiest when it's a rainy day and I'm in. Because I feel like if it's a sunny day, I need to be in these streets. A rainy day, I could be in the streets a little bit, but for the most part, I like to just like slow it all the way down. The internship is going well. Child, it got me working day and night. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Working day and night. Whoo, whoo, whoo. They do a lot, man. Them defenders do a lot. Uh, they're their own Justice League. I like the way Kelly Barrett thinks. She really is about that. She said something to me yesterday that struck me so, moved me so much. She was like, you know, sentence reduction work is advocacy work. It's, you know, this we can have good impact, and I don't think anybody thinks about it that way. And I'm so glad she's forward thinking. Like she is really like, okay, you got this sentence. How can we get this reduced? You've served some time. What are you doing? How can we get you back into community? Get you back with your people, get you back being a productive citizen. And it's so refreshing. I mean, I really like her. And I told her, I said, you exceed the hype, ma'am. And to see my friend Andrew Gehring do his thing, he's sharp too. He downplays his sharpness, but he is really something. He's sharp. He got a fine mind. You know, and I'm like, I'm just in there like a breath of fresh air. So I met some of the other law students in there yesterday, that are doing stuff. So I'm working on sentence reduction of a particular case. And I guess they all have done that. And then they move on to the next thing. But the next thing I want to move on, and I'm going to put this in the email to them later today, what I want to work on next. I mean, they're going to give me stuff, but I know what I want to work on, you know. So we'll see how this all goes. I mean, there's a lot happening. I'm in a really interesting place. I had some disappointments, and I cannot be saddened by that. All I can do, is keep pressing forward, like a lot of people. I'm old enough now, as my Caribbean people would say, this big age, like things don't hurt as if I was 22 or 32, 33 or 43 or even 53. 63 is a little different. It lands a little different. Lands a little different. So we'll see how this all plays out. I remain hopeful and diligent and excited and all the things. Plus I'll be in Jamaica in 2 weeks. So listen, Jamaica is one of my favorite places. And I know the island is still recovering from the storms. I know that. So I'm not expecting to see, I know there's still, I mean, hell, there's places here in the US that are still trying to survive storms from 4, 5, 10 years ago. So I know the Caribbean will take some time to sort of repair, but they're open for business. And I'm glad to be going. I'll tell you that. I am glad to be going. About this dummy president, I the fact that I don't know what troubles me most about this president is the fact that he just lies without conscience. I mean, just lies, and everybody around him unfolds the lies too. I don't understand this lying part. Like, why? I think when you lie like that, you have a great deal of insecurity about your ability to do anything. When you lie like that, when you lie like that, what you're saying is, I don't have the tools to deal with this forthright. Because that's just lying is just buys you time from not owning the truth that you suck. So this whole pool, reflecting pool. Now there was nothing wrong with this reflecting pool until everything he touches goes to shit. Can I say that? We're gonna get in FCC trouble. Everything he touches. So I don't know. They do this no bid contract to somebody. This is grifting at the highest level. Like, this is grifting at the highest level. So you give this contract to one of your friends to redo the reflecting pool. You paint it blue for God knows whatever reason. And then it already had an algae problem. you fired all the scientists who could tell you how to deal with this, which is stupid on top of stupid on top of stupid. But okay, we that has been set in stone that he's stupid and everybody around him is stupid. So you paint this pool blue for God knows why, and then the algae comes back. The pool starts to the lining or whatever it is starting to chip, and then you get on TV talking about Antifa or somebody took a knife to it and cut it or something, damaged it. And I'm thinking to myself, of all the things, and if people believe that, and they probably do, the people that follow him, they don't have no problems believing that stuff because they just think they they're he's dumb like they're dumb. Do you know what I mean? Like they're they're stupid like he's stupid. And so of course he mirrors who they are and vice versa. So of course they go along with this. And everybody's like, oh, why do they keep going? I figured out a long time ago. I figured this out. I figured this out first Trump. I knew this when he was like doing his little TV show. Like he's just a clown. He's just a clown. But he resonates with people because they see themselves not far away from him because of the way he talks, the way he is uncouth, the way he has no manners, no social graces, and the way that he's racist. So that resonates with them. Oh, he's one of us. Look, he doesn't sound like Obama or Michelle or the Clintons, or he sounds down to earth like we are. And yes, and the more that people get arrested, and they just arrested people by the pool. People are not getting in the pool. They're not wading in that water. They are around the pool. Or maybe they want a sample of the algae, whatever it is. Today is the pool. Last week it was the damn. Ugh. Everybody's always trying to kill him. I was like, if they'd hire better assassins, it might happen. But they don't. They seem to get mediocre assassins. And them, I mean, the staging of these assassin attempts, these assassination attempts. These stagings of these assassination attempts. They're not really getting real assassins. You know, put a few dollars in some people's hands whose families need a little something. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm off base. Oh, possibly. I could I could possibly be off base. I doubt it, but I could possibly be off base. So it's a weird sort of thing. Nothing about any of this is normal. Nothing about this is, and I think people felt so excited by the Obama Foundation Library because it's been a long time since we've seen sense. Do you know what I mean? Everybody was so joyous to hear him and her and all the people speak that it was just refreshing. Even the news people were like, God, you could see them like, man, we missed this. Even I mean, people just missed the brilliance of them. They just missed it. And you can see we are all thirsty and hungry for it. And then we get this imbecile president comes on who speaks in this backwards, stupid language that he uses and it has no command of language. He doesn't read. He doesn't do anything except be a blob, you know. And it's just, I don't know anybody who would wake up and say, I want my child to be Donald Trump. I mean, he's always been a lump. He's always been a scourge on society. I mean, his father was at a Klan rally, for God's sake. So, it's always, I'm always, but then, you get the reports. You get 54% of people in this country read below the sixth grade level. 54%. 54% of the people in this country read below the sixth grade level. You know, so you've got to understand what you are dealing with and how people are easily swayed. You know, comprehension is a beautiful thing if you understand, if you can, you taught it. You know, so the whole world is looking at us, and they've been looking at us. You know, and you know this whole Iran deal that Obama had already settled, had already put in play, he comes in and destroys it and ends up paying these people so much more money than that just conscionable. And now I watched JD Vance talking about, well, this is what they agreed to, whatever. And the Iranians like, well, we're gonna agree to what Obama put on the table. We're gonna go back to that. So this was a whole exercise of just stupidity. It really was. These people don't know what they're doing. They are flying a plane without any instruction. I'm not even gonna say they're building the plane as they're flying, because that would be too much. That'd give them too much credit. They're literally destroying the plane as they're flying it. They're dismantling the plane as they're flying it. I'll go in the opposite direction. They are dismantling the plane as they fly it. It's going to take a long time to recover from the harm and the detriment that this imbecile president and this cabinet have wreaked on the American public. It's going to take a long time to recover from this foolishness, and the harm. So much harm, so much, you know. And all these places are going to look stupid trying to reassemble diversity, equity, and inclusion, because it's going to come back round. It's going to come back round. One, because it was the right thing to do, you know. And so now I see this imbecile president is trying to, mess with the ladies of the View, and trying to get ABC to bend to who he wants to see on that show. I'm like, you got time to watch TV like that? You know, hanging with dictators is never a good look, because you think you can emulate that stuff. And America needs to remember, we already decided we didn't want a dictator, a king. We didn't want any of that kind of stuff. And it's time for them to remember that, because he's ridiculous. I think he would like to throw out the Constitution, and we cannot allow that. And we're at the precipice of this. I don't care what anybody says. This is too damn close for me. It's too close. And maybe because I sit in the space of Black womanness, you know. But it's going to take a Black woman to save this republic. It is. You know how we do. We get in there and fix stuff. So this needs some fixing. We need somebody who could do it. We need somebody who could do it. So I don't know how this Democratic feel. I tell you what, America is really wedded to white men. So I think I think white men are in style right now. They've always been in style. So we'll see what happens. God bless us. I really like Kamala Harris, but I think this country does not want any black women unless they need black women, and they always need black women. You know what I mean? We always the help. So I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we'll talk some more about this. But in the meantime, um, I've got Ife and company coming on. Victoria Boutron. Her book is A Body Across Two Hemispheres. And y'all know Crystal Marquise, the Davenport series. So they'll be coming on and talking about who's America? Who's America? Race, belonging, all the things about what it means to be here now. And it's quite timely. When the Arts and Ideas plan these things, they don't plan them like yesterday. It takes a good moment of time to plan these things. So this is what the country is wrestling with and grappling with. And so they're going to come and talk a little bit about any of this, what it means. So I'll be right back with them. They'll be on at 7:10, and we'll talk some more.